Hi, everybody. Meteorologist Joe Cioffi. It's Weather in 5, and we're going to do everything about the snowstorm and just a hint of the next 5 days. So let's get started with the latest Weather Service snow forecast map. Numbers on the top side have been kind of taken down just a little bit, but I have this general view that after about a foot of snow, the top side numbers, I don't know, they just don't seem to mean much to me from a forecast standpoint. A foot is a foot, and it's debilitating. And you can see on the forecast where the highest numbers are going to occur, and it's mostly going to be in the Hudson Valley, all the way up to Albany and beyond, and west toward Utica and I-81, where we've got a fairly large band of 15 to maybe as much as 20 inches. The elevation is going to drive some of this as well. And we have some 1 foot amounts across Massachusetts and southern New Hampshire and Vermont, and even into northwest Connecticut. Now, they start to tail off a bit as you move further south, but still every bit of 6 inches or more. And some of this, by the way, is going to come tomorrow. Bear that in mind. Now, for areas further south, coastal Connecticut, into New Jersey, say south of Route 80, Long Island, and then points south and southwest of there. This first round today is going to produce very little, a quick burst of snow and sleet, and then over to mostly rain. This will come on the second half for tomorrow into tomorrow night as the low stalls out east of New Jersey and south of Long Island. And we probably won't have that part of this event figured out until tomorrow because of the nature of this strong upper air feature, strong upper low moving overhead. It's kind of like having a strong cold front with summertime thunderstorms. And you look at weather models, and every run has the thunderstorms in different spots. So that's sort of what we're dealing with here. Here's our satellite loop this morning. The storm, pretty impressive. The upper low and surface low moving to the east across Iowa and into Wisconsin and towards Chicago. That low is going to die out and redevelop near Delaware, southern New Jersey. And there's the moisture that's heading eastward. It's kind of like this big arm that's swinging around and moving to the northeast. And here it is on the surface map this morning. As we take a look, you can see your low center here in eastern Iowa, the occluded front that runs out to the east, a bit of a warm front there in southern West Virginia. And now, of course, you're still holding on to this high that's from James Bay down to New Jersey, at least during the overnight we did. And that allowed temperatures to drop down into the 20s and low 30s in many areas. And it's setting us up for our situation today. So weather conditions will deteriorate as the day goes on. Looking at the radar, the storm, its influence from the northern plains across the Great Lakes, and then you've got to deal with rain in eastern Ohio down into Virginia, North Carolina, and showers that continue down into Georgia and into southern Alabama, even a few thunderstorms in the mix. And also we've got a new system, by the way, just to not to forget the rest of the country, new system coming into the western part of the United States with heavy rains and snows in California on northward. So being that this is a big travel day, these two storms are going to create huge problems, both road travel and as well as air travel. So do check with your airline, even if you're flying to a place where there are no weather issues to deal with. You're going to have some trouble here. So just to give you a quick run through, there's not much that's happening that's really different today than what we saw yesterday in terms of how this all plays out. But I'm going to use the regional Canadian model because this model sometimes does very well. And on its most recent run, you can watch the precip. This is starting at 8 a.m. on the RGEM model. The purple and the lighter and darker purple are sleet and freezing rain. You notice it's a very, very narrow band of snow ahead of it that arrives near New York City, actually moves across southeastern and south central Pennsylvania this morning, arrives in Philadelphia sometime around 9 or 10 o'clock, and then reaches New York City around noon and into the Hudson Valley and over Connecticut and points northeastward during this afternoon and evening. There's your surface low just in the easternmost part of Michigan, dying out. The primary low dies out. Your secondary low forms right over the state of Delaware. And then it just kind of gets wrapped up and stalled off the New Jersey coast overnight and during the day Monday. And this is where we start to see the colder air trying to return on the backside. That changes any non-frozen precipitation back to snow. And that is going to create additional accumulations up in New England and upstate New York. And it may bring accumulations to areas that didn't get it on the first round or got very little on the first round. And that would be coastal Connecticut, Long Island, and maybe central and maybe even South Jersey and southeastern PA on the backside. Very, very hard to figure out how that all plays. And we probably won't really know how the backside snow impacts and develops on Monday until Monday morning. Probably that'll be the best chance for us to get a good handle on the situation. So I'm just going to leave you with a variety of watches and warnings that are up across the Northeast. It's a bit of a mess, clearly, and it's going to continue to be a mess for much of today, tonight, and tomorrow. Let me just get these. There we go. The labels are up there so you can see. We have winter storm warnings up for northeastern Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey. Some of those warnings actually have been extended further to the east this morning in the Hudson Valley, western Connecticut, on up through Massachusetts. Further north, winter storm warnings extend up into Vermont, New Hampshire, southern New Hampshire, and into a very small portion of southwestern Maine. Advisories surround all this. And one last look at the snow forecast map for the entire event. We're looking at starting up in Maine, where the amounts are going to be lower here on the order of, say, 3 to 7 inches, and well up into upstate New York it cuts off. So it's kind of that middle ground across central New England and back over through the Hudson Valley, pushing toward I-81 and down into northeastern Pennsylvania, northwest New Jersey, and then those amounts tail off a bit lower. Also, with the impact of the upper low, we don't want to forget some snows are going to fall down in parts of southwestern Pennsylvania, and this is going to come mostly tomorrow, and also down into West Virginia, western Virginia, and back down into western North and South Carolina. So the snow band on the west side that's going to develop actually is going to be rather extensive. So we'll cover that more on our regular live stream. Normally on Sundays we have our Coffee with Cioffi show at 10 o'clock Eastern time, but I'm not able to do that this morning. So instead we're going to do our regular live stream tonight, roughly at about 7 o'clock Eastern time. So everybody have a great rest of your day. Travel safely, and check out the website. The website posts at meteorologistjoecioffi.com, and also Angry Ben's website, nycweathernow.com, and download the 2 free weather apps, the Meteorologist Joe Cioffi weather app and Angry Ben's weather app. I've got every National Weather Service snow forecast map from Maine to South Carolina on there. They automatically update. You've got my snow forecasts on there as well, plus all kinds of other goodies, Zoom radar, your local conditions, defaults to your location, local radar. You can move it around and set all sorts of different parameters on the Zoom radar tool. Okay, have a great day, folks. We'll see you later.